night in the Spa City. A state title is on the line in our state's largest classification. It's the 6A Girls Championship. It's a great one. Conway and Little Rock Central. It is great to have you along with us tonight. Kyle Deckelbaum and Bobby Swafford with you. If you just look at these two records for these two teams, you might think, boy, Conway's heavily favored here. They've got that gaudy record. But you got to understand the context for these two teams playing, and it starts, Bobby, back in 2022 in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, that's what Little Rock Central became in the heavy underdog. Conway nationally ranked in that game. Central pulled the upset. This is the third straight season they've met in the postseason. 9 meetings overall since that point. These two teams know each other. Should be a really interesting matchup coming up.
And Central team kind of putting everything together. It's going to be an interesting size matchup as well. We'll delve into a little bit of this as we get going here. And you see the two teams warming up. We're about halfway through this 3 days of state championships here in Hot Springs. It's a big day for Little Rock Central. They will take on, the boys will take on Bryant following us tonight. So it should be a great crowd on hand here from Central. And then take a look at the schedule here, Bobby. Tomorrow we'll tip things off with that 1A girls game. Mammoth Springs and Norfolk, and then Nevada and Mark Tree.
And Mammoth Spring and Norfolk meeting in the state championship game for the 3rd straight year. They split the previous 2 meetings. That one, circle it on your calendar. Those two teams know each other really well.
You talk about a game to circle. That 2A girls game tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Mount Vernon, Enola, and Mansfield. How about 42-0 against 32-0?
The only 2 teams in the state that come in undefeated, boys or girls, and they happen to score off in the state championship game. Mount Vernon and Enola, the defending champ, but Mansfield, they know how to win championships. 4 consecutive volleyball titles for that school.
ABC and Marshall will round things out tomorrow night. We've got a great one on tap tonight. We can't wait. It's Central and Conway for the 6A Girls Championship coming up next.
Do you want to come to Antiques Roadshow in Bentonville, Arkansas?
Yeah! You made my day.
Holy moly.
Scan code or visit pbs.org/roadshow2024 to enter for tickets and see complete rules. Deadline is March 18th, 2024 at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Time. Winners selected at random. Must be 18 to apply. Good luck.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Is now in session.
Back at Bank OZK Arena, away we go for the 6A Girls Championship. It's Conway and it's Little Rock Central. It's a good one. Let's take a look first here how the Lady Cats got here. 26-6 on the year. The 1 seed out of the Central. 65-31 win over Springdale. 54-43 over Cabot. Their 3rd win, by the way, over the Panthers. And the 3-time 6A Central champs facing Little Rock Central. We will talk about the twin sisters tonight of Liv Cox and Lex Cox. Bobby, how about Alexis Cox?
Yeah, she leads Conway in both scoring and rebounding, 19 points per game, 7 rebounds per game. She's already gone over the 1,000-point mark in her career. And just a junior, she's got a handful of offers already. She's going to be a college player, and she's the straw that stirs the drink for the Lady Wampus Cats.
Well, you hear that Central crowd coming to their feet right now. Let's talk about those Tigers, coached by Marlon Williams. And for Central, this has been quite the run here in the postseason. A run they've certainly been waiting to make for a long time. 17-point win over Bentonville. This is the stunner here, that win over legendary coach Ricky Smith's Northside team. That's a giant killer of a win. And then a stunner in North Little Rock to beat the Charging Wildcats by 3 to make it here to the state championship game to face Conway. And they are led, Bobby, by Jordan Marshall.
Yeah, the run that Little Rock Central made through the state tournament is their resume second to none. Talk about beating the #1 seed from the west and north side, and then they toppled North Little Rock, a team that had beaten them twice in the regular season. Jordan Marshall, the Louisiana Tech signee, 17 points, 10 rebounds, shoots better than 50% from the field. But maybe the most important stat of all, Kyle, a 4.5 grade point average. She does it on the floor, does it in the classroom.
And the only Arkansas girl who's a McDonald's All-American nominee, as you mentioned, Bobby, headed to Louisiana Tech. Well, these two teams have played twice this season. Conway won them both. That first game, 62-44, back at the end of January. Mid-February they play, just a 3-point game. These two teams know each other very well. I think that second game might be a bit more indicative of what we're about to see here tonight. Central, a team that's finally putting it all together. Feels like just about every player on the roster has had injuries, missed time, battled one thing or another, and here they are putting it all together.
Peaking at the right time, that's all that matters. As long as you're playing well in March, whether you're playing in high school, college, in the pros, this is clutch time. And Little Rock Central, as you mentioned, as they rally to beat Northside down early in that contest. They beat a North Little Rock team that beat them twice in the regular season. Same thing here. Conway beat Little Rock Central twice, but that confidence they've gotten over the last week and a half is going to propel them here. And this could be an interesting contest as they turn the basketball over to start the game.
Well, first thing that stands out is something that's probably going to be a storyline all game, Bobby. The gigantic size difference, and even Conway coach Ashley Hutchcraft did not shy away from that. She said, we're going to look like midgets out here next to Little Rock Central. There's a good way to start it. Emery Bohannon.
It's a great start. Get right there at the elbow, knocks down the 15-footer, and that's what Conway needs to do, speed up the pace and get out in front early. They're averaging 64 points per game.
Samaya Jordan, Emery Bohannon, Olivia Cox, Alexis Cox, starters for Conway. This is Cox who dumps it off. And another turnover, back-to-back turnovers for Central to begin.
Yeah, Little Rock Central's got to settle the nerves. First ever championship appearance for the Lady Tigers.
Bohannon, the junior, gives it off Samaya Jordan. Deep three, Bohannon. A little bit too strong that time, tracked down by Central. Up ahead, in transition, laying it in the other end.
A great job by Olivia Montgomery to get behind the defense. Central's going to want to try to get out and run, push the pace, and they do just that, get their first points of the game.
Olivia Montgomery, a senior, floor general for this team. She's one of those Tigers that had a knee injury her sophomore season, missed much of last year, finally healthy and playing. Storyline for this Central team. This is a Central team that has had to overcome so much, and Coach Marlon Williams has talked about it. That injury bug, it's hard to be cohesive. It's hard to find any sort of rhythm for your season, but you think about the mental side too of having to put it all together. Bohannon picks up her dribble and gives it up to Samaya Jordan, the junior. 5'7", pulls up to shoot, around and out. Boy, that was halfway down.
Taylor Day Davis clears the board. She's going to bring it up. Little Rock Central has all that size, but they play a little bit of a positionless basketball. Doesn't matter. They just try to push the pace, get up and down the floor, let all five handle it.
Day Davis, left side Montgomery, inside. Day Davis with the finish.
With the defensive rebound on one end, Rewarder on the other with the easy lay-in as Central's got their first lead.
Well, Day Davis, sleeper on this team at the other end. A little bit too strong there from Alexis Cox.
You can hear the Central crowd. They've got the advantage. Of course, their boys squad playing right after it. Tiger faithful showing up.
And it's headed the other way. A little bit too strong there. It's going to be charged on Jordan Marshall.
Extended that right arm, tried to clear a little space for herself. Great job by Conway to establish position, cut her off on the baseline. You can see a little push away there. Might have been a charge on the second player coming over as well. So nice job by Conway's defensive rotation.
Yeah, you think about this Conway team, Bobby, the defending state champs. They've got 3 of them in their illustrious recent history under Ashley Hutchcraft. On the drive there, that one falls for Alexis Cox.
It's a great physical move by Cox, just right into the chest of the defender and able to take the contact and finish at the rim. 6A Central's used to playing a more physical brand of basketball than you may be used to seeing across the state, and it showed up there.
Yeah, all 4 teams in the semifinals from the Central. Conway team, though, that off last year's championship team, lost 4 starters, all of whom, by the way, went to major college programs. This is headed Conway's direction. You think about this team, the identity of this team, Bobby, we're used to seeing your Jordan Danberrys and your Chloe Clardy's and your Savannah Scotts, and there isn't one of those kind of stars per se in this Conway team.
Yeah, those stars are playing for Stanford and Auburn and a handful of other big-time colleges. They think Alexis Cox could be the next one, though. Just a junior.
Bohannon on the drive, lays it up, gets it to fall. Pretty shot.
Bohannon averages 16 points a game, over 100 made three-pointers. Usually does a lot of her damage from the outside, but that time gets in amongst the trees and finishes off the window.
She had about 100 combined threes over her 9th and 10th grade season, so he has really come on this season, has been a big key contributor. On the drive, blocking charge there. That's going to be charged on Olivia Cox.
Tried to sell that one a little too much. A little bit of a flop, try to embellish that. He gets called with the blocking call.
Kaya Davis will go to the line, the 5'9" senior, averaging 6 points a game. Another one who had a knee injury her sophomore season, and then a knee injury last summer. She fought hard to return, came back mid-January. Probably not a coincidence. Central started to catch a little bit of fire not long after.
I mentioned how well these two teams know each other. 9 matchups, including this one over the last 3 years. Little Rock Central coach Marlon Williams coached under Ashley Hutchcraft just a few seasons ago before being named the head Tiger.
Yeah, he was in Conway for 18 years, bunch of different roles. Foul's going to be called there as Samaya Jordan was on the drive. Well, this is Alexis Cox, who we spotlighted. Twin sister Olivia Cox. Nearly turned it over. Samaya Jordan corrals for the Lady Cats. On the drive, tries to jump it off and gets it back. That's 3 turnovers so far on Central.
Yeah, if you're looking for that one thing you've got to clean up at the first media timeout for Central, it's certainly the turnovers.
Just a 6-6 game so far. Now Bohannon on the drive, pull-up jumper. A little bit too strong. She got fouled on her way up. She will shoot.
Nice quick first step there from Conway. Gets by the defender. The trail defender trying to make up, block the shot, but got a little too much skin. Going to send Bohannon to the foul line.
As Coach Ashley Hutchcraft said, Bohannon, she's really a spark. They feed off of her energy. She's dancing during practice. She's having fun. She really fuels this team, or lack thereof. The team really looks at her personality on those days when maybe you don't have as much energy as other days.
That's what leaders are supposed to do. Find a way to get the most out of your teammates, no matter the situation or circumstance.
Ashlyn Kimball's entered the game. Kai Wilson swings it around to the right side. Faking the shot, and a foul's going to be called there on T. Weston.
Conway certainly trying to keep the basketball out of the hands of Jordan Marshall. A little too physical, a little too handsy down low. And they pick up a foul away from the ball and going to hit the media timeout.
Our first break in the action. 8-6 Conway early in this 6A championship. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Centennial Bank is committed to you. Since our founding in 1999, we've become one of the nation's most trusted banks. By remembering that you come first. By empowering our communities to reach their highest potential through our dedication to local charity, education, and exceptional service. Because we are proud to call Arkansas home. Banking with you in mind. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
When you choose Conway Regional, you're choosing a healthcare partner rooted in your community. With 9 primary care locations in 5 counties, we believe in building lasting relationships centered on trust and personalized care. Let our family care for yours.
Support for Arkansas PBS Sports comes from Wendy's, who invite you to try their new breakfast burrito to get you rolling in the morning. It's available at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Well, the cheerleaders are fueled up from Central. They've got a long night ahead of them. Central Tiger boys will take on Bryant. You see a lot of blue certainly in the stands already from those Bryant fans making that trip from not too far away. Early 8-6 game here in this 6A championship. Kyle Deckelbaum and Bobby Swafford with you. And you see Central here, we've talked a little bit about it, but just that major size advantage that they have. And Ashley Hutchcraft did not shy away from it. And look, this is going to be a tough matchup for us. So big against so small. And it was easy probably, Bobby, for her to harp on all week and say, look how close that second game was between these two teams.
Just a 3-point margin you mentioned. Little Rock Central can run out 5 players 5'10" or taller if they want to, and clearly an oversized Conway team's found a way to avoid that all season long, and forcing turnovers is a key reason why.
Lex Cox trying to take this herself, forces it up too strong. Rebound underneath from Central. Taylor Day Davis pulls it down.
A couple opportunities that Conway's had in the lane that haven't gone down. Need to finish in the paint when they get there.
You saw that turnover graphic there for Central. In the corner, pull up Kai Wilson off the rim. Conway tracks down the rebound. Trinaya Weston brings it up. The fans wanted to travel there, nothing called, but a turnover there on Conway. Moving the other way quickly, Kai Davis. She turns it over at the other end, but a foul's going to be called.
A little frantic pace coming out of that media timeout. Both these teams getting up and down, but Little Rock Central's got to start protecting the basketball. They've got 6 turnovers. That's led to all 8 Conway points. If you're Coach Marlon Williams, got to clean it up. You feel pretty good about the way this first 5 minutes have gone.
On the drive, the pull-up jumper, not there, and that is headed the other way. I mean, offensive charge there on Kai Wilson, the junior.
Great job by Bohannon to get in front, establish herself, and takes the bump as she hits the floor but creates the turnover.
Wilson with offers from UCA, A-State, Louisiana Monroe. Another one, tell me if you've heard this story before about Central. Missed a full year with a knee injury. Returned against Bryant mid-January.
Lots and lots of injuries for this Little Rock Central squad, but as you mentioned in the open, finally starting to put it together at the right time.
Well, that did not look like a good angle. They're going to call simultaneous possession, jump ball there. If you and I were in that position, that's how we'd have knee injuries.
No question. We don't bend that way. Or be young again.
No. That's the thing. These are young knee injuries. But healthy now, playing for a state championship. This would be Central's first travel there. Turnover, Samaya Jordan.
Tried the little hop back step that you see so many times in the college and professional game. That time she's whistled for taking too many steps.
One thing about this Conway team, yes, they lost 4 starters off last year's championship team, but you think about who they went up against in practice. So they may not have as much on-court experience per se in this game, but they were here. And they were practicing last year against Clardy and Savannah Scott and all that. Tough shot underneath. Nice job. Amelia Gaston gets it to go.
Nice job by Gaston. Not sure if that pass was intended for her, but she's the benefit of it.
At the other end, not there. Track down. Pull-up jumper, not there. Another shot at it. Forced back up. Blocked. Another shot, not there. And Central comes away with it. Jordan Marshall, and they're going to call the foul.
Outstanding interior defense from the Lady Tigers, and they're going to benefit from it as they get another stop inside. Conway's missed 4 or 5 point-blank shots already here in the first.
Well, frustration there from Lex Cox, and you can't blame her. Kimball pulls up. Around and out. Rebound Conway. AT, Amaya Taylor. Lex Cox kicks it out to the corner. Cox dumps it underneath. Good look and excellent defense from Gaston. Nothing they can do there. Size advantage to a T underneath. Now good passing. They force it up over the back and out of bounds.
The size you can see is giving so many problems to Conway, and maybe just in the head mentally. Did you tell there it looked like a wide open layup, or at least an attempt at one, and he throws it clear over the backboard because they know 6'1", 6'2" is coming their way.
And Marlon Williams, head coach at Central, will tell you how great of a defender Amelia Gaston is. It's not just her 6'2" frame, but she can really move around the court. She can guard the perimeter just as well as she can guard the low post. That one is stolen and taken away by T. Weston. At the other end, the block, and she will go to the line. Maybe not the worst foul there for Central.
Nice job of anticipating that pass by Weston. Just jumps in the passing lane, picks it off, and goes to coast. Can't get the lay-in. She's got to earn these 2 the hard way.
So the freshman will go to the line. She was a starter earlier this season. Broke her wrist this year. Actually just returned Friday against Springdale.
Go ahead and jot that name down in your notebook, because you're going to hear it for the next 3 years if you're an Arkansas girls basketball fan. Only a freshman for the Lady Cats.
Ashley Hutchcraft reloads in her 14th season in Conway. Batted around. Central's going to come away with this. 8-8 game as we come up on the 1-minute mark here in the first. Kick out. Sasser. On the drive. Montgomery pulls up. Too strong. Fight underneath, out of bounds, and this will head Conway's direction.
That's not the strength of this Little Rock Central team. They shoot just 24% from the three-point line on the season. They're more of a downhill type team. Try to get to the basket, get offensive rebounds and easy putbacks.
Think about the emotions for the Central Tiger team. Their coach Marlon Williams was saying that was a big deal win against North Little Rock. He was glad they didn't play until tonight. Jordan. A little bit too short. The kick out. Another attempt for Conway. Too strong. Fight for the rebound underneath. Another jump ball. That's a good effort there. Davis and Cox were fighting for it.
Bodies all over the court for both sides here. Every possession seems to matter. The first 7.5 minutes, these two teams duking it out, as you might expect in the third meeting of the season.
Final 30 seconds here. About a second difference between shot and game clock. Montgomery, the senior, shoots 40% from the field, that is. She'll give it off. Davis back to Montgomery. Three seconds. Central's got to move. Long, deep three is good. Olivia Montgomery buries it at the buzzer to end the first.
What a big shot for Little Rock Central to not only give themselves a lead, but get this crowd into it at the end of the first 8 minutes.
Well, it did not look like this possession was going to end like that, did it? Good start to this one. 11-9 Central after one. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Southern Loft is a proud sponsor of Arkansas PBS. It is our mission to tell your story by adding color with our furniture. And that's why Southern Loft is a different kind of furniture store. For more information, go to mysouthernloft.com.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family owned, customer friendly. Family owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at Alcoa exit. Buckle up, everybody!
Is now in session.
Experience the action all over again next week. You can watch all of the championship games on the PBS app at any time.
11-9 Central as we start the second here in this 6A championship. Good to have you along with us here on a Friday night. In Hot Springs, Kyle Deckelbaum, Bobby Swafford. Story so far here. Conway just 3 of 13 from the field. Little Rock Central, 4 of 7, 57%. Conway, by the way, a good shooting team, 0 for 4 from behind the arc. On the drive, Lex Cox, they got to get her going. She has been frustrated, and she will be called for the foul there.
These two teams are going to get chippy. When you play each other 3 times a year for 3 straight seasons, you just get tired of seeing that other logo.
Second on Lex Cox. Samaya Jordan tried to anticipate the pass. Now Davis, bounce pass up top. Montgomery on the drive. Forces it almost. No, wave off the basket. They will call that on the floor.
A very pro Little Rock Central crowd. Not a huge fan of that call. I think it was a good one, though. That contact happened before the attempt of the shot even started.
She hit that big 3 to end the first. The way things are going for her, you thought, well, maybe they give that to her. Montgomery trapped underneath, kicks it out. Kai Davis on the drive. Off the back rim, the putback not there. Central fighting for the rebound. Not there again. Another putback. Not there again. Another rebound. This time, down it goes. Avon Sasser, the senior.
That's where the size comes into play, Kyle. Second and third chance opportunities.
Meantime, at the other end, T. Weston running into a wall. A 13-9 Central lead. And the freshman Tania Weston's going to go back to the line. Conway now 3 of 14 from the field. Still 0 for 4 from beyond the arc.
You think a team that has won as many championships and played as many title games as Conway, they wouldn't have the nerves, but you've mentioned it. It's a very, very young team. Most of the players on this roster haven't appeared in those previous championship games. They've got to settle the nerves. Seems like Little Rock Central has kind of settled into the flow of the game. Now the Lady Cats have to match it.
Yeah, I think Central looks like there are no nerves here whatsoever. I figure, hey, it's our first ever trip. Let's make the most of it. Got past the emotions of beating North Little Rock in North Little Rock a week ago. Stolen and taken away and turned over quickly. Now this time, Samaya Jordan gets it back. Behind her back, underneath. And the shot is not there. Conway can't capitalize on the pretty pass.
Yeah, Cox tried to rush that shot just a little bit, but picked the pocket. Weston and the deuce.
Oh, that's Conway basketball. That is what they need. Timeout Central.
It's a great job by T. Weston. The freshman realizes the offense is struggling, so let's just turn our defense into the offense. Picks the pocket at midcourt and finishes with the easy lay off the window.
You got to think, Bobby, if you're Conway coach Ashley Hutchcraft, this is what you got to tell your team. This is how we're going to win this game, right? You got to try to anticipate the passes. You got to play quick. You got to play in transition because you're just not going to be able to score the way they've been trying to score underneath.
Yeah, they don't score it like they used to. 64 points a game. Central's only averaging 52 points a game. So you know possessions are going to be at a premium and also limited. And so you've got to jump those passing lanes, maybe take an extra risk or two to create some opportunities to get something going in transition, because we've already seen now in the first quarter and change that if Central's defense gets back and establishes themselves in the lane, Conway's really struggling with the size.
We saw Marlon Williams there, who we've mentioned, 18 years in Conway, coach. And worked everything from elementary PE to Conway Blue Junior High. Did coach a little bit under Hutchcraft. Just going to stay on this end of the floor. He says he learned how to structure practices, and he learned a lot from Ashley Hutchcraft's intensity. Wide open Sasser. Not there. Batted around, tracked down by Central. Montgomery gives it off. The kick out. Bay Davis for three. Too strong. Rebound underneath. Gasser too strong. The fight from Sasser, and this is headed Conway's direction.
Yeah, there's not much going down for either side. We've talked about Conway's struggles. Little Rock Central not exactly shooting the leather off the basketball right now either. And he's going to take a quick time out to discuss things. 25% from the field is Conway, but just 38% is Little Rock Central. We kind of thought this game might be a little bit ugly. It might be, maybe turnovers, maybe the key play. You got to be able to withstand any run, but obviously the offenses are struggling.
Yeah, Conway there is the one that called the timeout. Our officials tonight, by the way, Gene Etheridge, Eric Bull, and Garrett McDonald. Ashley Hutchcraft has said this team has been challenging at times, but she loves them. Fun group to coach.
Any young team, I think a coach is going to say that about them. When you're used to, coaching players here in the SEC and in the Pac-12, I guess the Pac-12 is no longer a thing, but the art is formerly known as the Pac-12. It takes a little different kind of coaching style to coach up those young freshmen and sophomores.
Fielding calls from every major school in between games. That one not there. 13-13 game. Montgomery, the senior, gives it off to Ashlyn Kimball. Kimball closely guarded. This is Day Davis, who shot that three in the last possession. Montgomery now inside Sasser, and it's going to be a charge on Sasser.
Just lowered the shoulder there. That's what the officials are looking for. You like the idea and the aggressiveness of maybe going baseline by Sasser, but as soon as she dips that shoulder right there, the defender takes the hit. Easy offensive foul call.
So 6 fouls on Central, 6 on Conway so far in this game.
Saw Conway get to the high post on the very first possession of the game, but Little Rock Central's done a really nice job of preventing that really since that point.
On the drive, Jordan, pull-up jumper, not there. Put back underneath, not there either, and pulled down by Jordan Marshall. Good look ahead to Sasser. One-on-one, and she is going to be charged on back-to-back possessions.
Bohannon takes another charge there. That one may be more of a 50-50 call. But Conway gets the benefit of it and forces another turnover.
So Sasser with those 2 fouls now will have to head to the bench.
12 turnovers now in the first 11 minutes of game time for Little Rock Central.
3 for Conway. That's one thing they haven't done. They just cannot buy a bucket. 4 for 19 in this game. This one's headed the other way.
And this is where the frustration, I think, for both of these teams, Kyle. The offense is not working, shots aren't falling, so they're trying to maybe be a little too aggressive to get something going. Too physical, push off there, and the offensive foul.
Conway's had some open looks, too. On the drive, Montgomery off the backboard, high off the glass, batted around, rebound Conway. That's a good job there from Liv Cox. Pull up there, and Emery Bohannon's going to go to the line.
Trying to get something going towards the basket. Bohannon's been on the floor quite a bit today, already in this first half. So head back to the foul line to try to give the Lady Cats the lead. She's 2 for 2 from the stripe already.
We harping on Conway from the field, 4 for 19. Central, by the way, 5 for 16 now. A bit of a cold spell of their own. One-point Lady Cat lead. Ty Wilson, the junior, gives it off Montgomery. Back to Wilson, pulls up. Too strong around the rim. And ahead, this is what Conway's got to do on the drive. Pretty move, get into the bucket. T. Weston, the freshman.
Weston with the Euro step. Nice job to use the agility. The defender was set, just go right around her. Easy lay-in.
She's played a big role so far for Conway in this first half. To the corner, Day Davis steps away from the defender. Pull-up jumper is there.
Great job to use the shot fake. Watch the defender fly by to step in and knock down the mid-range.
Taylor Day Davis, who Marlon Williams says is a sleeper. She has no offers, and he is shocked by that. Could be the leader on this Central team a year from now. Good look underneath, pull up, Lex Cox, not there. Cox her own rebound, swatted away.
Taylor Day Davis alters the first shot and rejects the second one, and Conway maybe picks up a frustration foul in the backcourt.
And Emery Bohannon limping just a little bit. Well, that's Weston, T. Weston there, who's limping just a little bit, so we'll keep our eye on that. It is a 1-point Conway lead as we come down to the final couple minutes here of the second quarter. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
It's the most exciting academic competition of the year, and it is live right here on Arkansas PBS. It's the Arkansas Governor's Academic Competition Quiz Bowl 2024 State Championship. Schools from all over the state square off right here in this studio to see who will come out on top. Don't miss a single question. Quiz Bowl 2024. Tune in or stream on the PBS app. Saturday, April 27th, starting at 9 a.m.
Attention sports enthusiasts, get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryant. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryant. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
We on that next level. We on that next level.
ARCare is a proud sponsor of Arkansas PBS Sports. The ARCare network of medical clinics and pharmacies helps to keep you in the game, playing your best. ARCare, so you can live your story.
Well, these two teams in the second quarter are combined 4 for 20 from the field. 1 point Conway lead here in this 6A state championship game. Conway looking to make it back-to-back state titles. Little Rock Central playing for its first.
Hard to believe a program like Little Rock Central has never won a state championship. Boys have won a bunch. The girls still looking for that first one.
To have never even been to this stage is even more surprising. Big night for sure for the Little Rock School District to have both Central teams playing here. Jordan Marshall kicks it out. Day Davis for 3. Following her own shot. This is tipped around, and a foul's going to be called there on Kai Wilson, the junior.
That's going to be the 5th foul on Little Rock Central. Both teams now in the bonus. So we could, especially as how physical as these two teams play, could be a lot of free throws taken in the final 3 minutes.
Yes.
You like the aggressiveness, the hustle to go after that loose ball, but got to be smart. Can't foul from 90 feet away from your own basket.
I'll tell you, Bobby, too, Central's doing such a good job after every shot of getting right to the basket. You mentioned that free throw rule change this season. We'll remind you through these games here in the state tournament. No more 1-and-1. 2 free throws per foul after 5 fouls in each quarter.
More aligned with women's college basketball and what the NBA does. And it really makes the end of halves and end of games a lot cleaner.
17-15 Conway lead here, under 3 to play before halftime. Ashlyn Kimball gives it off. Day Davis, who's not afraid to shoot as we've seen in this game. Montgomery had that buzzer beater. Back to Day Davis. Bounce pass along the baseline. Oh, what a pretty move there. Jordan Marshall, the senior, gets it to go.
Her first shot attempt of the game comes inside 2.5 minutes, but she makes it count.
Great play at the other end as well. Marshall has been in a blocking charge there.
That's where if you're Coach Hutchcraft or Coach Williams, you've got to talk to your team. Be aggressive defensively, but be smart, especially in this last 2.5 minutes, because now we're just going to walk to the other end and shoot more free throws.
Going on with Cox. I think frustration from both sides, and it's understandable why when the shots aren't falling.
And when you're shooting 35 or 22% like these two teams are, there's clearly going to be a lot of frustration. And it kind of has that feeling that that first team that makes the big run, knocks down a couple shots in a row, could have a huge advantage of winning this 6A state championship.
So Central is good. They've been in the low post. Just 3 for 3 from the charity stripe. Conway 7 for 10 in this game. 12 turnovers on Central, a big storyline in this game.
Finding a way to overcome it, though. Conway hasn't been able to take advantage.
So you can get a little bit of momentum here going into halftime. Timeout there from Ashley Hutchcraft.
And time running down to get it across the half-court line. Why is timeouts? Because you just got to value possessions. You've seen, you just got to really grind it out. You can't force too many turnovers. Conway's protected the basketball, as you've mentioned, only 4 turnovers so far in this contest, which is rare against a Little Rock Central as aggressive. And as long as they are defensively, the shots are just not falling.
And you see Ashley Hutchcraft there. She said this team has been motivated by the notion that they are, quote unquote, rebuilding.
If you love seeing these high school sports championships live and on demand, consider making a gift to Arkansas PBS today.
That's one thing Ashley Hutchcraft has leaned into. Something that doesn't happen at Conway. On the shot clock, coming up at the 2-minute mark. And Marie Bohannon gives it off to the corner. 3-point attempt is good. Boy, did Lex Cox need that or what?
Maybe that's the shot that will get Conway going. Sometimes all you do is need to see one go down, and Cox finally knocks down the triple for Conway.
Alexis Cox and Olivia Cox, the twin sisters, both juniors. Underneath. That is going to be there all day for Central.
That's great vision there from Jordan Marshall. Can just see over the top of the Conway defense. Easy laying underneath.
So can Conway score on back-to-back possessions here? Trapped in the corner. Bohannon dumps it off underneath Cox, and that one is swatted away. Lady Cats lucky to get it back. A turnover. Olivia Montgomery racing the other way. Euro step at the other end, too high off the glass, and a big rebound there for the Lady Cats. Reese Williams had come into the game. Lex Cox drawing contact on her way up.
Cox is not afraid to go inside. Turned away on the last possession by Gaston, but there they're going to say a little contact happened at the apex of the elevation, and she'll go to the foul line.
Well, Hutchcraft says Alexis Cox, the strongest kid on the floor. Can finish at the rim. Big time is the way she described her 19-point-a-game scorer. But she plays like she's 6 feet, listed at 5'9". Can't capitalize there. 1 point Central lead. 1 minute mark here before halftime. Montgomery's had a great first half, as has Day Davis. Jordan Marshall been quiet, 2 points in this game. Montgomery for 3. Too strong. Fighting for the rebound. Conway comes away with it. Wide open down there. Amaya Taylor. And what a defensive play at the other end by Olivia Montgomery.
What a great job of hustling by Montgomery to not only get a hand on the basketball, but deflects it off the Conway player and forces the turnover.
To get down at the other end, my goodness. So now 25 seconds. Shot clock and game clock about even. Underneath, Gaston gets her own rebound. Put back is good.
Thought they might try to hold for the last shot, but Gaston got great position.
Bohannon drives at the other end. Lays it up, not there. A rebound Central. They've got 10 seconds to play for the final shot. Day Davis brings it up. Gives it off Montgomery. 3 seconds. Can she do it again? Not this time. She did at the end of the first quarter. Not before halftime. Almost. 23-20. A Central lead. And what has been a slugfest of a first half here in this 6A championship. Halftime coming up with Steve Sullivan and Christina Munoz. It's been physical. It's been fun. Central looking for their first state championship. Conway looking to go back-to-back. Let's see what happens here in the second half. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Hey everybody, Steve Sullivan here along with Christina Munoz. It's halftime at Bank OZK Arena in Hot Springs, but don't go anywhere because we've got a lot in store for you. Let's get right to it. If you're a sports fan in Arkansas, you probably spend time listening to sports radio. Whether it's a live broadcast for a big game or catching your favorite show on your commute, the radio airwaves in Arkansas are still ringing out with play-by-play action, news, and some very strong opinions. Let's take a look.
Some people think, it's an easy job. All you do is talk. Well, I challenge you to turn on, a recorder and for 4 hours try to be compelling. Get out there, boys. Let's get it done.
He was a character. This once Razorback, always Razorback.
You understand the power of the buzz?
He got cheated. Wah, wah, wah.
And I ruined his game because I hit him with a golf ball.
Well, the Buzz is a 100,000-watt station that covers about every direction from Little Rock for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the day. And we're a sports talk station.
But we're more than sports. We're entertainment. I would say we are personality-driven radio.
We started out actually back in the good old AM days. We were the first AM west of the Mississippi that actually went to a complete talk format. It's just been a growing thing. I think it's still evolving all these years later.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Drive Time Sports here on the Buzz Radio Network.
Social media, Twitter, Instagram, plenty of things to distract you. So terrestrial radio, even though now we can stream and do all those things now, it is a challenge. So you better come up with something very compelling. It's really about, does the listener like the people they hear? It's not always about the content, it's about the people. So likability is a really important thing. Help us out, please.
Okay, ready? 2 claps and a 2 whip.
Shoo-wee!
We're still weird.
And so we're very, very much personality driven. That's the thing that we're focused on. Plus, we're hyper local. So if it's something that's affecting the local community, specific content about what's happening in Central Arkansas, what's happening with the Razorbacks or the Little Rock Trojans or the UCA Bears, or what's going on at Arkansas State, or maybe the high school scene in Arkansas, we're the only place you can get that.
It's that time of year for basketball. You know, David, Justin Moore knows this better than anybody. This is the fun time when you're good enough, when you know you're going to have a shot to make it to the state championship. You want movement. You want engagement.
People become engaged, whether they love you or they hate you, they become engaged in what's happening. So, I mean, I have people that don't like us at all, but they listen every day.
He's the best quarterback right now, baby.
He is. And
right now.
And he's got the best
He
coach.
got cheated, whatever.
And he's got the
He's
best
the
coach.
best quarterback right now.
Let me ask you this.
And he was the
Do
best
you take
quarterback
offense-
last year, and he's going to be the best quarterback next year. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it, all of you.
Is Andy Reid the best coach in the NFL?
Absolutely.
Nice. Get it fired up. I stir the pot.
There are people who, the minute they wake up to us, that for us in the morning at 6 o'clock, I mean, their alarm clock comes on and it goes to our opening music. You get in your car, you're still listening. You go to work, you're still listening. And so that's the biggest compliment you can get, is that people want to hear and have been listening to us for 25 years. So.
But to our audience, to know that we care, that we want to give them as much information, as many stories as possible. For credibility standpoint, we need to be there.
Let's talk with Razorback Bob. Robert, good afternoon.
Into where you can walk into any city within 2 hours from here and they go, listen to your show. But a lot of people who listen to us, they consider us friends and family, like they know us, and they do. When you're on the show 4 hours a day, people hear everything. You know, this is year 20 we've been doing this, and people have stuck with us. Some have not, but most of them did. And we've got new listeners because of Justin and others. And we sometimes forget the power.
We've lost quite a few because of Justin.
No.
I never think of this as work.
Anyone that's been around for 50 years and the number of athletes, the paths that he's crossed, the lives that he's influenced.
And I'm blessed to be able to do it on a Monday through Friday basis. And you can say this is a labor of love.
Everybody, thanks for being with us. The Zone's up next.
Oh, there you go. Okay, well, that clears it up.
The Buzz certainly has a colorful collection of characters. There's nothing quite like it in the state. Okay, let's get over to Christina Munoz. She wants to introduce you to some very talented kids. Christina?
Thanks so much, Steve. Earlier in the season, we reached out to schools all over the state looking for athletes who not only excel on the court, but in the classroom too. Here's the Arkansas PBS Student All-Stars class of 2024. We start off with the 1A girls. That is Savannah Pyle with the Emerson High School Pirates. Savannah plans to attend college as a general studies major and explore her options. For 1A boys, we have Kenyon Carter, a junior guard from Marks Tree. Kenyon wants to be a coach or make it to the league. Next up, we have Abby Methvin representing 2A girls. She plays for the Yellville Summit Panthers. Abby has a 3.8 GPA and wants to go to cosmetology school. For the boys in 2A, we've got Cade Barber with the Cedar Ridge Timberwolves. Cade has a GPA of over 4.0 and wants to be an anesthesiologist. The Lamar High School Warriors' Corey Sanders is the 3A Girls Arkansas PBS Student All-Star. Corey wants to be a math teacher and a coach. On the boys' side in 3A, we have Sam Maddox representing the Central Arkansas Christian Mustangs. Sam wants to pursue college basketball and likes to spend his spare time playing golf. Halfway through and on to the 4A girls. That's Addison Hudspeth of the Heber Springs Lady Panthers. Addison wants to play college basketball and go to physical therapy school. JJ Andrews with the Little Rock Christian Warriors represents the 4A boys. JJ has a 3.72 GPA and wants to play professional basketball. The 5A girls are well represented by Lakin Moore of the Mountain Home Lady Bombers. Lakin wants to attend college and play basketball and describes herself as a gym rat. The 5A boys, well, that is Luke Stump with the Russellville Cyclones. Luke wants to be a veterinarian and live in Australia. Rounding out the classifications are your 6A Student All-Stars. For the girls, that is Delaney Roller with the Harbor Lady Wildcats. Delaney has signed to play basketball at MSSU and will study business. And finally, for the 6A boys, we have Honor Boateng representing the Little Rock Central High Tigers. Honor plans to attend the University of Missouri and major in engineering. You know, there's a good chance you'll see some of those same athletes again live right here in this studio when we bring you Quiz Bowl 2024 this April. That is definitely something that you will not want to miss. Well, Steve, it is about that time.
Yep, much more coming up in the second half.
That's right, right here on the home of the high school basketball state finals, Arkansas PBS.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. Let me see it bounce, 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 bounce.
K Arena 23-20 Central. The lead over their Central rivals Conway in this 6A state championship game. Good to have you with us on a Friday night. The first of back-to-back games for this Central program. The boys will take on Bryant after us here on Arkansas PBS Sports. It has been a slugfest of a first half for sure between these two teams. Take a look at what these first half stats have been, and they are not pretty. You see the field goals there for both sides. How about this, Bobby? 15 of 52 combined, if my math is right. And I wouldn't guarantee that, but 15 of 52 combined. 8 of 32 combined in the second quarter.
And 2 of 17, that little smaller number I can do with some math from the three-point line. But the turnovers for Little Rock Central, that's the only reason the Lady Tigers really haven't blown this game open. They're +8 in the rebound category, but -7 in turnovers. You can clean that part of the game up. You feel pretty good about your chances, and if you're Conway, you like your chances because you feel like you're not going to shoot 22% for the entire game. Eventually, the offense is going to get going. Eventually, somebody's going to climb the ladder and take the lid off the basket.
And you can see Conway's game plan emerge at certain times in that first half where they tried to be a little bit quick, and Central came out. I thought, Bobby, they looked really comfortable in this game, considering how emotional that win was for them against North Little Rock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and Coach Williams mentioned that he needed maybe an extra day or two to rest and get the emotions out of them, and they have certainly lived and charged off this fan base tonight. A very, very pro Little Rock Central crowd, and once they got a lead, especially that three-pointer that ended the first quarter that gave them the 11-9 advantage, you can sense that Little Rock Central's not afraid of Conway, that they're not worried about losing to them twice already this season. They feel like they can go out and win this contest.
Taylor Day Davis leading the way for Central with 6 points. Olivia Montgomery with 5. On the other side for Conway, the freshman Trinaya Weston has 7. Emery Bohannon has 5, and Alexis Cox has 7. A few things to watch though. Kai Wilson with 3 personal fouls for Central. Trinaya Weston with 3 personal fouls, and Olivia Cox with 3 personal fouls for Conway. That's a big thing for Conway, Olivia Cox, and a couple of those were just sort of those, you know, natural, can't blame you, frustration kind of fouls.
Yeah, you like the aggressiveness, but you got to temper it. And now, as we start the second half, 3 players, as you mentioned, 2 for Conway who are in their very short rotation, not a deep bench that Coach Hutchcraft uses this year. And so 2 of them already in foul trouble with 3. So we'll maybe have to play a little more cautious here as we open up the third stanza.
Here we go, a 3-point lead for Central as we tip things off in the second half of this 6A Girls Championship. 6A night, Friday night in Hot Springs. Early turnover, make that turnover number 13 already on Central. And you can say the same at the other end for Conway as Central gets it back. Montgomery spinning around. She's blocked. How about the big defensive play underneath there for Conway? Boy, T. Weston is all over the place in this game. The freshman has no nerves.
And playing with the 3 fouls that you mentioned, so she's not shying away defensively. She's going to stick her nose in there and make Little Rock Central earn every inch they get.
Double the trust, too, from Hutchcraft, leaving her out there to start this second half.
As we talked about early, she was in the starting lineup for a lot of this season until that wrist injury on the second way through conference play.
Weston gives it off Bohannon in the corner. Back up top, Samaya Jordan. 10 to shoot, pull-up jumper, not there. Rebound underneath to Central.
If I'm Central, I try to maybe get Jordan Marshall going.
She gives it up, and at the other end, it's Kai Davis who will go to the line, the senior.
Averages 17 points, 10 rebounds, but that time the facilitator recognizes the teammate running down the floor, dishes it up, and now got a chance to earn the foul.
But you're right, Jordan Marshall averages 17 a game, Bobby. And just 2 points so far in the first half.
Yeah, she's clearly the focal point of the Conway defense, and they're doing a nice job slowing her down. We saw the assist late in that first half, and they're a nice pass up the floor.
She's been great, too, in the postseason. 14 points, 14 rebounds against Bentonville, 28 and 8 in that big win over Northside. 25-20 Central lead now. T. Weston dribbling into trouble. Nearly turns it over, and she does. Olivia Montgomery comes away with it, pushing it up the court. The Euro step, Jordan Marshall, and they're going to call this on Marshall. A little bit too strong there. Good defensive play from Alexis Cox, who is also playing, as we mentioned, with those 3 fouls.
It's a great job to establish herself defensively, and it's a little bit out of control, and that's the 3rd offensive foul that this Conway defense has drawn.
Feels like those kind of things are who's going to win this game. Bohannon chucks it up, not there. Second chance opportunity here for the Lady Cats.
Shots in the lane has been so difficult in this game for Conway.
They get it back a little bit too high, looking for Cox along the baseline.
Going to have to slow it down a little bit. Trying to go too fast, trying to be too fine against this Lady Tiger defensive attack. And that time just chucks it out of bounds, and another turnover here for Conway.
Lex Cox got pretty excited, too. There have not been too many times in this game where if she had gotten that ball, she had that wide open of a lane to try to get to the hoop. Good anticipation. As we speak, Lex Cox will lay this in at the other end.
That's the best recipe for an off-night shooting. Total defense in the easy lane after the steal.
The twin playing with her sister, 2 juniors. See a lot of sisters here in this state tournament. And they'll call jump ball there. Possession will stay with Central. I always love looking through those rosters and you see those names and you go, I got a hunch these 2 are related.
We'll see a pair of sisters tomorrow in the 2A girls title game as well.
Foul's going to be on Cox. But that is on Olivia Cox.
That's her 4th, though.
Around and out. That one not there from Marshall. The putback from Day Davis underneath is good.
Conway needs to get a substitution in for Olivia Cox.
Bohannon pull up 3. Not there off the front of the iron. The putback too strong. And Montgomery comes away with it. And call the foul there on Conway. That's going to be on Ashlyn Kimball. Or check that on Emery Bohannon.
It's the first on Bohannon, so she doesn't have that issue. But unlike her teammates, so Olivia Cox has to check out with 4 personal fouls. And you got to believe that she's likely going to be sitting out maybe to the midway point of the 4th quarter.
Kimball on the drive, gives it off to Montgomery, back to Kimball. Bounce pass right side, Marshall kicks it out. Montgomery's going to try a 3, she's got it!
The big shot there. Conway's come out and run some zone, daring Little Rock Central to beat him from the outside, and that time she does.
Second 3-pointer for Olivia Montgomery in this game. Conway dribbling down the other end, and boy, do they need that bucket on the answer.
Yeah, Wilson left alone, wide open. She just checks in, doesn't get to log a lot of minutes. Finishes in the lane.
The freshman Mariah Wilson with the big bucket there. 6-point Central lead. And a turnover again on Central. Bohannon racing down the other way. Contact, and they're going to call that on Olivia Montgomery.
I like the idea of trying to initiate the contact. There it is, Bohannon. She drives right into the defender. Pretty nice defensive play from Montgomery, but too much contact. And that's going to send Conway back to the foul line.
Montgomery and Day Davis each with 8 for Central. Olivia Cox with 9, T. Weston with 7 for Conway. But Conway, Bobby, 7 of 13 from the free throw line. Felt like they were shooting better than that. Amira Gaston will check in and replace Olivia Montgomery. You can just see the size difference. So a 5-point Central lead here. Kimball to Kai Wilson. Marshall, she's not gotten going in this game, and she turns it over.
Central struggling with this zone.
Turnovers number 17 on Central. At the other end, a blocking charge.
We talked about when Little Rock Central pulled a massive upset a couple of years ago in the quarterfinals against Conway. That foot race, and in the very next game, Northside came out in the zone and really caused Central a ton of problems. Now Coach Hutchcraft taking a little game plan page out of the playbook from Ricky Smith, going zone, and Central again having problems with it.
Well, the freshman Mariah Wilson has come in and made her presence felt. When Ternaya Weston was hurt and missed a month with that broken wrist, Mariah Wilson really stepped up. And Weston has come back and played so well since.
See, with the chess game, and you play each other so many times throughout the year, you've got to try something different. Try to throw a new wrinkle in there. Of course, you're not going to deviate from your original game plan too much, but if you can throw a wrinkle or two, get an extra possession, force an extra turnover, get an easy bucket, that can always be to your advantage.
Good look underneath. Gaston too strong. And a fight for the rebound. Foul's going to be charged here. They're going to call that on Ternaya Weston. Now breaking the action. We've reached the halfway point of the third quarter. 3-point game. Just as the final score was the last time these two teams met. 6A championship. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
What does it mean to be great?
It's the rhythm of the heart.
The spirit, refusing to surrender.
It isn't born from a moment of glory. It's woven in the fabric of progress.
For the journey is where champions are born. To be courageous is to dance with the storm of adversity. The fact that I have UAMS Health by my side, it's just a blessing. And without UAMS Health, I wouldn't be the player that I am today.
Civics education empowers us to be well-informed, active citizens and gives us the opportunity to change the world. Our educators have created tools for parents and teachers to help guide and engage children through the civics process during this election year. Discover ways to talk with your child about being a good citizen and how you can explore elections together with resources available at myarkansaspbs.org/civics.
Is now in session.
Our Arkansas PBS Student All-Star for this game, Delaney Roller from Harbor High, the senior guard with a 4.3 GPA. Plans to play basketball at Missouri State Southern University and major in business. Congratulations, Delaney, our Arkansas PBS Student All-Star of the game. MSSU Lions.
When they have a GPA as high as my scoring average in high school, it's never good.
That's a lot more than you and I can add. You and I were not majoring in business either.
No, that's why we're behind the microphone instead of crunching the numbers.
Central has had as much as a 5-point lead here in the second half, but to Conway's credit, they're hanging in there, keeping it close, not letting it get beyond that. Back to a 5-point lead. Nearly taken away there from Kimball. At the other end, Cox chasing it down. She can't get there quick enough. Leaps over that short wall.
We haven't seen the full court pressure much from Little Rock Central in this contest, but that time they speed up Conway just enough, force the bad pass. And you can think of a press with that kind of length up top. It could be a nightmare for a lot of teams.
Conway has 1-3 in this game. 1 for 8 from beyond the arc. Feels like you hit one more, it just turns everything, doesn't it? Gaston gives it off Wilson. Now Kimball. Good look underneath. Good pass. And Gaston trying to hang on to it. Did she step on the baseline? She did. A
lot of contact underneath. These officials letting them play, which you would love to see in the state championship game. These two teams very physical.
This is a slugfest of a game. Olivia Cox forces it up, can't get it. Taylor Day Davis comes away with the rebound. Now Kimball racing left to right. Gives it off Montgomery, back to Kimball. 5-point Central lead to the corner. Too strong, around and out. Tracked down by Kimball. Good look underneath Montgomery. This one falls.
That's a great job by Kimball to recognize the defense out of position and gets the assist.
7-point Central lead, their largest. Every possession is worth so much here. Jordan on the drive, kicks it out, Bohannon. Boy, was that needed for Conway. Emery Bohannon knocks it down when the Lady Cats need it most.
Cannot understate how important that shot is for Conway. As you mentioned, the lead had ballooned to 7. The Lady Cats could not get anything to go. Bohannon, who's knocked down 100 3-pointers this year, steps up at a huge moment.
The junior with the big shot for Conway. 2 minutes left here in the third. Good defense underneath. They're going to call a jump ball, and this is headed Conway's direction.
You like the idea they're going diagonal pass, try to use your size if you're Little Rock Central, but you got to throw that one a little bit higher. Go up and elevate for the basketball to go over the much shorter Conway lineup. Not just low enough, and a great job defensively to rotate back by Wilson and forces the tie out.
How about Mariah Wilson, the freshman? Since she's come in the game, we have called her name plenty. So Bohannon, pull-up jumper from the elbow, too strong off the back of the iron. Batted around, tracked down Olivia Cox. Gives it off Samaya Jordan. Too strong once again, and this time Ashlyn Kimball comes away with it for the Tigers. Closely guarded. They are letting these two teams play. Gaston, not there. Put back, not there either. Central trying to use its advantage, and it's Conway that comes away with it. Good look down, Olivia Cox, and she can't get it to go. Nothing called there. Ashley Hutchcraft pleading her case. At the other end, they kick out to Bohannon, and a turnover. Well, good defense here from this Conway team. They're going to call an offensive charge there.
The offense hasn't showed up for Conway as they're still struggling. 24% from the field, but their defense has certainly arrived and gotten off the bus here in Hot Springs. The 4th offensive foul drawn by this Lady Cat defense. And that side of the basketball, that defense, is the reason they're still in this contest.
That's on Kimball, the senior. I love the way Marlon Williams described his senior. Said if I had to go into a dark alley, I'd take her with me. Bohannon blocked. And that is touched on the baseline by Jordan Marshall.
Well, you can start to hear the Conway crowd get into it a little bit, as they're wanting a few more foul calls on this physical play.
Alexis Cox, too strong. 19 points a game, but it's not been her night. Of course, can't say that about anybody. It's just been a slugfest of a game. Defensive battle between two teams that know each other well. The rivals. Oh, big three there, Olivia Montgomery.
The third three-pointer from Montgomery, and this place is loud, Kyle.
Central back in front by 7. Shot clock is off. Samaya Jordan. She'll give this one off to A.T. Amaya Taylor. 15 to play in the third. Bangor K Arena coming alive. Jordan with a couple of moves, 5 seconds, pulls off. That one was tipped and blocked. Central has it. And a deep heave to end the third is not there. Oh, the two teams getting a little bit of a rhythm there towards the end of the third quarter. It's Central in front by 7 as we head to the fourth. Look at the physicality in this one so far. And Olivia Cox come up big in the fourth. Will Central hang on to a 7-point lead? You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Centennial Bank is committed to you. Since our founding in 1999, we've become one of the nation's most trusted banks by remembering that you come first. by empowering our communities to reach their highest potential through our dedication to local charities, education, and exceptional service. Because we are proud to call Arkansas home. Banking with you in mind. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
Attention sports enthusiasts, get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryant. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryant. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
Is now in session.
Well, it's been a slugfest of a game here in the 6A championship. Back and forth, the two teams shooting 9 for 41 and 13 of 34 respectively, but catching a little bit of fire. A couple big threes there. Conway, Alexis Cox really got to get going here in the fourth. Big three there when Conway needed it most by Emery Bohannon. The junior's been very special. And answering at the other end, Olivia Montgomery for Little Rock Central. You see the Central fans on hand. They're going to hang out for a while tonight here at Bank OZK Arena. The boys will take on Bryant following this game in the 6A Boys Championship. We get ready for the start of the fourth quarter here in Hot Springs. Kyle Deckelbaum and Bobby Swafford with you. 7-point Central lead. It's their largest of the night. Conway's hanging right with them every step of the way. The heave is there, make it 9. Ashley Kimball lays it in.
Kimball a little bit out of control there, but uses the window, banks it in with the left hand, and now the lead's at 9.
Conway, the defending state champs, has beat their rivals from the Central twice this season. Pull-up jumper is good. Much needed there for Conway. Samaya Jordan.
Yeah, much needed answer there. Cannot let Little Rock Central push this into double digits. You can hear the Central crowd in it with every possession. Got to find a way to quieten them down every time down the floor.
This arena has really come alive here for the fourth. Kai Davis on the drive, heaves it up, fouled on her way up. Kaya Davis, the senior, will go to the line.
This is more what we expected Little Rock Central to look like offensively, really trying to attack the basket, take advantage of their size, wear them down, and talking about Conway's defense, try to get to the lane, try to get to the block, and find some easy baskets.
Multiple knee injuries for her, multiple injuries for this Central team that has just put it all together here in the postseason. Not for a lack of talent, just a lack of availability over the course of the season. Deep three. Bohannon missed everything there. Cox saves it, gets it back in, but Central will have it. The push ahead to the corner. Wide open. Davis not there, too strong. Tracked down, Emery Bohannon. Racing the other way. She has help. She'll take it herself and lays it in.
Great job by Bohannon to not be distracted by the defender trying to swipe at the basketball. Huge bucket there for Conway.
A good defensive play here. Knocked out of bounds. This is going to stay with Central. I think, Bobby, you can see it on every player's face. This has been such a physical slugfest of a game. At every timeout, you're trying to catch your breath a little bit.
Yeah, I think the timeouts remaining. Of course, the immediate timeout's going to be huge. These two teams are leaving it all out there, and it's so emotionally draining to play in an atmosphere like this, especially against a team that knows you so well.
Good look underneath. Fouled on the way up. Jordan Marshall will go to the line.
Marshall's been really quiet offensively. Hasn't tried to force anything, but nice job there on the cut to the basket. Absorbs the blow. Now going to be at the foul line.
We've not gotten the chance because Marshall's been so quiet to tell her story, but boy, has she been amazing. Marshall lost her mom to breast cancer, something she will talk about very openly at the end of her freshman year. And Coach Marlon Williams has said, not that she wasn't focused before, but boy, has she been focused since and just taken her game to another level. See the pink shoes on this Central team. 42-34, Tiger lead. Little Rock Central looking for its first ever girls state basketball championship. Conway needs a bucket here. On the drive, Olivia Cox lays it in.
Great job to use a little bit of physicality there by Cox and able to finish in the lane.
The other way, the kick out to the corner. And Day Davis will pull back. Closely guarded by Lex Cox.
See Conway really turning up the pressure.
Nothing called. So the drive, and it does not fall. The putback is there.
Right when we were talking about she's been pretty quiet tonight. A huge offensive rebound and putback from Marshall.
Lex Cox now along the baseline, going against Marshall, and she'll draw the foul. 8-point Central lead. Conway has missed 6 free throws in this game. Central, meantime, 11 of 12. Back to a 7-point Tiger lead. Boy, the weight on every possession in this game, Bobby. Turned over.
You can't have that if you're Little Rock Central, and Coach Marlon Williams is going to talk about. That's an unforced turnover that you cannot afford to have here in the fourth, nursing a 7-point lead.
Turnover number 21 in the game by Little Rock Central. To their credit, they've cut down on them in the second half, but that has been such a big story. 9 meantime for Conway. Conway team looking to go back-to-back here with a brand new roster. They lost 4 starters, all of whom went to big colleges. You're talking about players like Chloe Clardy and Savannah Scott. They lost 80% of their scoring from a year ago. And this Little Rock Central team that stunned many of these same Lady Cats back in 2022 in that quarterfinal game that anybody who follows Arkansas basketball will remember. That was just one of the biggest stunners of a final result in recent memory.
It was, and I actually was calling that game during the state tournament with my cohort Blair Cartwright, and it just felt like that game where Conway was there right for the taking. But Little Rock Central, as young as they were, all these seniors that are on the floor were sophomores in that game, and they never wavered. They never stepped back, and that's where the experience and the familiarity of playing a team 3 times. The stigma of playing a #1 team in the state, a top 20 team in the country, didn't faze them 2 years ago in playing one of the top teams in the state and the conference champion this year. Obviously not phasing Central tonight.
Conway lost that game 66-60. They have not lost to Central since. They trail by 7 here with 5:15 to play. And how about that? Lex Cox. That's going to be called on Kimball. For 4th. Wilson has 4 as well. And 4 on Liv Cox for Conway. From the corner. Not there. Fight for the rebound underneath. And we're going to call that on Central.
That shot didn't go down, but you cannot leave Emery Bohannon that open if you're Little Rock Central's defense. You're talking about a player who's got 100 3-pointers on the season. Cannot give up an easy shot like that.
Well, Conway's just had not many of those looks in this game whatsoever. And this is headed Central's way. Nothing easy there for Lex Cox under the basket. Under 5 to play here. Near steal. Good look underneath. The lay-in too strong. And this will stay with Central. Boy, the rebound was there for the taking for Samaya Jordan.
Every possession is going to be so crucial down the stretch here, Kyle. Cannot give up second chance opportunities. Can't make the silly mistakes, the silly turnovers.
Stolen away. And out of bounds. Tania Weston with 3 fouls. 3-point attempt, a little bit too strong, and a rebound by Lex Cox, and they're going to call a foul underneath. It's going to be on Emery Bohannon.
That's 2 on Bohannon.
Jordan Marshall, good look, out to Montgomery. Lowering her shoulder, closely guarded, picks up her dribble, and a timeout is going to be called by Central. Probably a smart timeout there.
It really was, because that really looked like a discombobulated possession there for Little Rock Central. Couldn't get anything going. A lot of that has to do with the defensive play on the other end for Conway, getting Central out of the flow, out of their rhythm. They also, when you haven't been in this stage and you haven't played for state championships, sometimes playing with a lead in the fourth quarter when the crowd's this electric, sometimes that plays against you.
That's a good point, because Central has looked so comfortable throughout this game. When we talked about the emotions of beating North Little Rock, Coach Marlon Williams called it a big deal win. He was glad they didn't play until tonight, but they've looked quite comfortable. You wonder if those thoughts start to hit you right about now. 4:27 away from your program's first ever state championship.
It's a 28 on the shot clock for Central. I think that really it's important to get a good clean shot here. Don't have to score, but at least get something going offensively, get a little confidence against this Conway defense that's turned up the pressure.
Montgomery closely guarded by Bohannon there. Bohannon, good hands, dives on the ball, loose, up for grabs, taken away by Conway. Samaya Jordan rushing the other way, blocked at the other end, and this is headed Central's direction.
The Conway crowd does not like that. They wanted a foul, then they won the possession. Neither call goes their way. Huge break for the Lady Tigers.
Another look here. Nothing called on the contact. So Central up by 7. And this time they will call a blocking foul. And that is going to go against Conway. It's going to go against Liv Cox. And if it is, that's her 5th, I believe. It is. So Liv Cox, the junior, fouls out of this one with 4:02 to play.
Again, we've talked about how, I guess, short is the best word to describe the bench for Conway. So that's a huge break for Little Rock Central, as they're going to have to go deep into the bench to the Lady Wampus Cat, excuse me.
Could be a big night for the Little Rock School District. Central girls and boys both playing for state titles tonight. 46-37 Central lead, 4-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. On the drive, pull-up jumper is blocked. And Montgomery will slow down and take her time. Montgomery nearly threw it away. Nice job by Jordan Marshall to corral it back. Back to Montgomery. The floater from the charity stripe is good.
The
and
confidence that Montgomery plays with is impressive. We can't even hear each other, Kyle. We're 2 feet away. Sorry about that.
It's hard to hear it here. This arena has really come alive. A miss at the other end. Tracked down. And a foul, a push in the back. That is going to go against Olivia Montgomery.
Yeah, if that tells you how the atmosphere here is inside Bank OZK Arena, we are literally feet apart and we can't hear a word each other saying, even with the headset on.
Timeout, our last one of the game. It's a 48-37 Central lead. 3:19 away from the program's first ever state title. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family owned, customer friendly. Family owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC.
This is a good one. If you want to relive the moments of this, you can buy a copy of this state championship game or any other one. Just go to m&mproductions.net and place your order.
Kyle Deckelbaum, Bobby Swafford with you. Final 3:19, 11-point lead for Central in search of their first ever state championship. Conway needs this. Bohannon a bit too strong. Fight for the rebound from T. Weston, not there. Central will come away with it.
I like the set piece coming off a timeout in the inbounds play. The shot just didn't go down.
Wilson taking it herself, now dumps it off underneath. Central up by 13. Gaston has played some big minutes. Must score possession for Conway. The kick out. The defensive later knock it out of bounds there by Taylor Day Davis.
You know, that play doesn't look like a whole lot, but it's really been a snapshot of this entire game. Nothing easy is coming for Conway, even passes to the wing. And Coach Hutchcraft wants to take the time to talk about it. Just that length and the aggressiveness of this Little Rock Central defense has affected every facet of the game for Conway.
Yeah, it's been evident since the very opening tip of this one.
Can't coach size, can't coach length, can't teach it either.
The athleticism, certainly. And how big is Olivia Montgomery big in this game, Bobby?
She's been lights out going to the rim, but really that shot right there, right before the first quarter horn, is the one that got her going. She's knocked down 3 3-pointers, had a floater in the lane just moments ago. Speaking to existence right there in the highlight package. And she has been the straw that's stirring the drink tonight for Little Rock Central. Jordan Marshall hasn't been there a bit in the key cog, but Montgomery has certainly picked up the slack.
But Jordan Marshall, 7 points. She's only shot 4 times from the field.
Sometimes the best weapon you can be is a decoy. Conway has certainly focused their game plan to her defensively, and she's been okay with it. And that's what good leaders are supposed to do. It doesn't matter. She doesn't care about her points tonight. All it takes and all she wants to do is find a way to get her team a victory. And she is 2 minutes and 44 seconds away from doing just that.
Ashley Hutchcraft's team down by 13. Central fans may be starting to feel it with 2:44 to go here.
If you'd like to sing Miley Cyrus for 6,500 other fans, you can do it right now.
Inside, Lex Cox, and she'll draw the foul.
That's going to be the 15th foul on Little Rock Central. So that's going to mean Conway and Central both now in the bonus for this final 2:35 here in the fourth. Expect to see Conway go full court pressure if the second free throw is made here.
12 points, 5 for 18 from the field for Lex Cox. She averages 19.
You know Conway's got another run in them. They're still only 24% from the field. You got to believe they're going to have one final punch here in this title matchup.
This is headed towards Conway's way.
That's a good start. That's a good start to it. You get the 2 made free throws, you force the turnover.
Can they capitalize? Jordan gives it off. Bohannon. That one was tipped underneath, around and out. Boy, Conway cannot buy a bucket in this game. Foul's going to be called there. A jump ball.
We'll stay on this end of the floor. The arrow pointing to the way of the Lady Cats.
Another chance here. Conway will get another crack at it. Long heave into Samaya Jordan, who goes up and brings it down. Jordan on the drive, takes it herself, not there, tipped around, and the kick out. Conway has another chance. Bohannon too strong, and this time pulled down by Taylor Day Davis.
A good strong rebound there by Day Davis. She chinned it after she pulled it down, make sure the defense can't get a hand on it.
At the other end, shot not there from Jordan Marshall. Central will keep possession here.
We'll see how quick Little Rock Central wants to run. They've got a full 35-second shot clock here after the miss. Maybe work a little clock, work a little time.
Off the fingertips of Gaston. Lex Cox getting her hands in there. Central hanging on to it. Out of bounds now as Jordan Marshall turns it over on the baseline.
Yeah, maybe a little too aggressive there, Kyle. You like that, the fact of going towards the basket, but the clock's your friend right now. Got to protect the basketball, and another untimely turnover for Little Rock Central, even though they've got the advantage of the 11-point lead.
It's a long way to go, but Feels like if you're Conway, you got to score in every possession. You had a few cracks at it, couldn't capitalize. Your last trip down the court. Lex Cox finds a lane, heaves it up, not there. Story of the game for Conway.
The size and the length still giving them problems.
Taylor Day Davis kicks it out. Montgomery kicks it all the way across, and Kimball will slow this one down.
Yeah, nice job by Kimball there to recognize you need to slow it down. That's where that senior leadership in your point guard comes into play.
And they're going to call a foul here. That is going to be on AT, Amaya Taylor.
So Kimball's going to go to the foul line for repair. She averages 6 points, 2 rebounds. She's committed to Philander Smith. So she's going to stay in Little Rock to keep her basketball career going.
She's the temperature gauge. She's the one that Marlon Williams said turns things up on defense. We have seen that certainly in this game at times. Mentioned that great line from him. She's little, but if I had to go in a dark alley, she's the one I'm taking. Now you got to score if you're Conway. You got to move quick. And a travel.
Yep, that's where the size came into play. Weston was attacking the basket, but giving up 6-7 inches there on Marshall. We got a timeout as Conway turns it over, and they're down by 13.
And look at Bank OZK Arena coming alive here. The clock is running. They're going to have to fix this.
Could be the timeout clock. So if you're Little Rock Central, you're thinking maybe Conway starts to go to the foul game. Who do you want to get the basketball to? The answer is pretty easy. Olivia Montgomery, all she's done this season from the foul line, 92%. Been almost automatic. Find a way to get the ball to number 3. Let her run the offense. She's been so good tonight because you got to believe, down 13 with just a minute 21 left, Conway's going to have to start fouling and getting the ball back.
She's the senior, the floor general. Knee injury her sophomore year, missed much of last year. Finally healthy. Story of the season, certainly for Little Rock Central. They have overcome so much. You look here. Conway's had so many opportunities, and Lex Cox certainly has tried to make the most of it. It's been a tough shooting night, but still putting in 14 points. Try to keep her team in it.
14 points, 6 rebounds, but you mentioned the tough shooting night. Just 5 of 19 from the field. Far from her best game of the season.
Montgomery left all open there. Down the other way, foul. Almost got it to go, but she will go to the line.
It's exactly who you want to have the basketball in her hand. I mentioned the 92% free throw percentage, but if she misses it, I promise it's not my fault. The announcer curse may be spoken into existence.
You know, one thing Central coach Marlon Williams talked about too, he said it's been a whirlwind of a year, and those losses over the course of the season, they're 18 and 12, they can be disappointing. But it's a story for his players that, boy, you fight through adversity, and certainly every single one of these Tigers has overcome their own. And you pull together, it's a story for life about what you do when you fight through adversity. You come out positive on the other side. Nearly taken away. Bohannon's got to hoist this one up. Too strong. Rebound underneath. And this is headed Central's way. They can feel it. They're up 15 with 1:09 to go.
Jordan Marshall skies for the rebound. That's important for Little Rock Central. You'll let them throw it up from 25 feet. Just make sure they're one and done, though, from the field.
Jordan Marshall, that smile on her face as she goes to the line.
Maya Taylor just picked up her 5th personal foul. So she'll have to go sit for the remainder.
Taylor, a senior, gave a hug to Ashley Hutchcraft, her coach, as she walked off. How about the way Central has pulled away here in the second half? It never really felt like they went on a big run. They were just that good defensively.
They were that good defensively. Conway obviously has struggled from the field, but they're playing like seniors, Kyle. They look like they're the team that's more experienced. They're not being overwhelmed by the moment.
Jordan off the front of the iron. Rebound Central. Montgomery will slow it down, take her time, under a minute to play here in the 6A championship.
Conway seems content with playing this one out.
And a shove from behind by Trinaya Weston.
That's what's so fun about tournament play, Kyle. Doesn't matter what your record was coming into it. You can be on a 25-game winning streak, or you could have lost 5 in a row. Does not matter as long as you're playing well at the right time. And Little Rock Central is playing the best basketball in school history at the right time, and they're about to claim their first ever state title.
It's all come together for the Tigers. Up 19 now. Baseline drive shoved. Emery Bohannon will go to the line. It is so hard to believe the Central girls basketball program has never won a state championship. Never mind, never been in this game. You think about the history of that school.
They're exercising a lot of demons here tonight. There's no question about it. Lost to this team twice in the regular season, 6 times over the last 3 years that Conway's beaten them. But all that not going to matter tonight. As the city of Little Rock and the Tigers certainly going to be celebrating for a while.
The miss and the rebound to Central. 40 seconds to play here. About an 8-second difference between shot and game clock. Taken away. Lex Cox gets her hands in there. She's playing till the very end. Shot clock is off. Cox pulls up, misses it. Tracked down. Bohannon on the baseline. Not there. Rebound from Central. Conway will not foul. That should do it. Final 15 seconds. Major smiles for the Central team. Central fans jumping up and down. They can start to feel it. It's the first ever state championship for the Central Tigers girls basketball program. Central slays the powerhouse that is Conway for their first title.
What a scene here inside Bank OZK Arena. You can't hear the horn go off, but Little Rock Central just overcome with emotion as they finally take the monkey off their back, and they're on top of girls basketball in the state of Arkansas.
The smiles, the celebration is underway at Bank OZK Arena in what could be the first of 2 state championships for Central. Look at the celebration here. My, oh my, a first for historic Little Rock Central. 58-40 the win over Conway. I'll show you the celebration and have some interviews when we come back. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Centennial Bank is committed to you. Since our founding in 1999, we've become one of the nation's most trusted banks by remembering that you come first. By empowering our communities to reach their highest potential through our dedication to local charities, education, and exceptional service, because we are proud to call Arkansas home. Banking with you in mind. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
You wouldn't drink it, so why breathe it? Vaping liquids contain chemical oils that can severely damage your lungs. Don't get lost in the fog. Learn more about the hazards of vaping at projectpreventar.org.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family-owned, customer-friendly. Family-owned, no-friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at Alcoa exit. Buckle up, everybody!
Attention sports enthusiasts, Get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryant. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryant. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
What does it mean to be great?
It's the rhythm of the heart.
The spirit refusing to surrender.
It isn't born from a moment of glory. It's woven in the fabric of progress.
For the journey is where champions are born. To be courageous is to dance with the storm of adversity. The fact that I have UAMS Health by my side, it's just a blessing. And without UAMS Health, I wouldn't be the player that I am today.
We're launching our 2024 New Member Challenge, and our goal is to gain 2,500 new members before June 30th. If we reach our goal, Arkansas PBS Foundation will receive a $45,000 challenge fund provided by generous Ambassador Circle donors. If you're already a donor to Arkansas PBS, thank you. We couldn't do it without you. If not, now is the perfect time to join and help us meet our 2024 New Member Challenge goal.
Are you nervous?
A little.
And action! Bright things ahead, darling. Brightness and joy.
I've got plans.
Everything feels better after a cup of tea. Now you're talking.
I just want to be right here in this moment with you.
You're going to be a bigger star than ever.
This is hard to believe, the first ever state basketball championship for the Little Rock Central girls program. We're joined by head coach Marlon Williams, who is just shaking his head as he watches all this. How you feeling?
Man, I'm trying to figure this out. Like, this is a lot. This is awesome.
You had that big smile on your face, but I imagine what had to be special for you is seeing the way your players really felt it towards the end there.
Yeah, we all been through a lot together. I mean, when I got there 4 years ago, boy, this is my 4th year. I mean, this was the goal, and for it to come true, it's a lot. This is awesome.
When you play a team so many times, 9 times in 3 years, 3 times this year, you knew it was going to come down to defense and your size and your length and the athleticism. You know, you hold Conway to shooting 25% for the game. What can you say about your girls on that end of the floor?
Man, they took pride in what we were doing. I mean, that's what, we talked about what was going to happen for us to win this championship game. That's going to have to show some grit. We're going to have to be athletic. We're going to have to be tough. And, I mean, they didn't have anything to do with X's and O's. They just had straight grit. And I am so proud of them for doing that.
And just last thing, when you think about what your team has been through, all those injuries and losses and adversity to finish like this.
All worth it. All worth it. All worth it in the end. I mean, everybody just saw the character that on this floor. So it was all worth it. And I knew they was going to play their best game today because it's just a combination of all that stuff, and it just came true, and we put it together. So I am so proud. I mean, I can't even process it. It's crazy.
Can't imagine what that locker room's going to look like. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Well done. The first 4, head coach Marlon Williams, and the first for the Little Rock Central program. Boy, oh boy, look at some of these final stats here. A 58-40 win for Little Rock Central. It was not pretty at times. And you look at some of these final numbers, 3-pointers will tell the story certainly for Conway. 25 turnovers for Central. Still, they find a way to do it, just as they have found a way all season. And they put it together when it matters most. And the MVP in this one is Jordan Marshall, and she joins us now. Congratulations. Describe that smile when you realize, boy, everything you have been through, you finished with a state championship, the school's first.
Yes, we've been through a lot this season. We had 2 injuries starting out the season with Kai and Kaya, but we kept battling, we kept pushing. In our mind, we always knew what we could get done, but we just had to show it. We had problems and we had multiple problems going through the season, and we just steady kept going at it and going at it, knowing in our mind that nobody can stop us when we want to play basketball. So that's what we showed out here. As you can see, the score, we're just physically dominant. We had the senior leadership, we had the experience, and I'm just glad that my team, we got to show it today, and now we're making history as first Central women's basketball team to ever win the championship.
You guys weren't as effective offensively. You maybe didn't have the offensive game that you wanted, but on the other end of the floor, your defense showed up tonight, hold them to shooting 25% from the game. What were you doing on that end of the floor that made life so tough on them?
I mean, being big and strong, I work on my body all off season, all during season. And I knew the game plan. I was scout the games. We played Conway 3 times. I played Conway like 11 times in my career. I knew what they were finna do, and I just got there before they did. And you know, my teammates, they stepped up big time on the offensive end. Anywhere I went, Conway was kind of there. So I couldn't really get a rhythm like I wanted to, but I know I had to make it up on defense with the rebounds and the blocks and the stops. And that's what we did. We got multiple stops in that second half, and that's why we are the champions.
Congratulations to you. Can't imagine what that locker room looks like.
I don't even want to go in there. I don't even want to go in there.
And we can keep talking to you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, guys.
Congratulations.
The MVP, Jordan Marshall. And these fans from Central High School could be treated to perhaps back-to-back state championships, as the boys will take on Bryant after this one in what another good game, Bobby.
Little Rock Central and Bryant meeting for the 3rd time. The Hornets got the 2 in the regular season, but we've already seen twice today what happens in the regular season does not matter in the state championship game. Central Bryant going to be a good one.
So Little Rock Central slaying the powerhouse that is Conway for the girls program's first ever state championship. You think about what that means for that program, for the school, for the city of Little Rock. My, oh my, what a historic night already for Little Rock Central. For our fantastic crew and Bobby Swafford, I'm Kyle Deckelbaum. Don't go anywhere. The boys matchup in the 6A, Central and Bryant, is coming up next. This is the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.